are the stressors of your club president?
Number one stressor of our club president is, I think, when the there is a urgent event that needs to be conducted in, let's say, a seminar, for example, a seminar, and it's a short notice seminar, let's say 2 weeks before the implementation, though that rarely happens, but I think that is one of the stressor of our club president. Or sometimes maybe, is it possible if it's not related to the club or academics? Is it also possible? Okay, I think the workloads, especially our club president is currently a third year second sem for BBTE curriculum, and that is the most rigid part of their college life. So that, I think, that contributes to one of the stressor of our club president: the academics, the workloads in the organization, and also maybe some members which are not that 100% cooperating to the things that needs to be done and for the task that is given to them. I think that's the stressor, or yeah, the stressor of our club president. Or maybe some personal matters, we're not sure, but a lot of factors.
So the second question, how do you think their stress affect their commitment as a club president and as a student?
As a club president, you need to have a very good interpersonal skills because you are dealing with people always. So there are times that, due to stress, there are some instances that our club president are having hard time interacting with colleagues. Even as teachers, sometimes you find him a little bit irritable sometimes, or not that jolly at times, because the stress of a club president, so it affects their interpersonal skills, their commitment, and sometimes I'm a bit worried about our club president because of all those tasks that is given to him. There are instances that I think he won't be able to do all of those things, but fortunately he's able to deal with it.
So number 3 question, how did you help them cope with stress?
Whenever I have a chance to talk to our club president, I'm telling him that to loosen up, or to just simply don't think of it too much, because sometimes overthinking, you'll just amplify a problem that isn't really there. So what my advice to him is, just loosen up, just stay cool with it, don't let it get the best of you, those things that are happening. So just loosen up. I think that's one piece of advice that I can give to him. But don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that he will not do his job well, but that's just my advice to him.
So next, what are the lessons you learned about handling stress of your club president?
I learned that the first thing that you need to do whenever someone is stressed, not necessarily a club president, but to acknowledge that he is in a hard situation or something like that. Because if you acknowledge that, okay, it seems that, for example, you ask him, it seems that there is something going on. What's happening? Are you okay? So I learned that just the mere fact that you ask if he is okay already make it better for him, or it seems like it makes him feel glad that someone is actually have care on what he is going through every time.
So last question, what are your views about your club president?
There are my views for Alman, though he is a very young president. I think he started roughly around third year, just start of the third year, there are times that some of my faculty members is comparing him to the previous president, which is Markey. Okay, because one of my co-teachers said that Alman is sometimes compared to Markey, though Markey is really greet everyone. There are instances that Alman, I think, overlooked to greet some of the faculty. So I heard a comment from one of my faculty that compared to the previous president is more of someone who will greet everyone. But sometimes Alman, though I know that it's not intentional, that overlook, unable to able to overlook some faculty to greet. And my views to him is he's very responsible and very sincere. When he talks slowly, it seems that he is really up into something, that he is a very persuasive person, especially when he talks slowly. It seems like everything is will going well. So those Alman can do that. It's there is I can see the reason that why we choose him as a club president. So it's really evident.